Hey everyone, welcome to our free course on mastering Facebook ads with dropshipping. My name is Leighton Schwenning and I'll be guiding you through this entire process. If you guys don't know who I am, I've been in the game for over 6 years. I've done over $1 million with Shopify dropshipping, and 99% of that is with Facebook ads. I consider myself an expert with Facebook. And by the end of this course, you will walk away with so much valuable information and you'll be ready to test and scale your first store. Alright, with that being said, let's break down exactly what you're going to get out of watching this video. So in this course, I'm going to show you how to find dropshipping products that scale. Look, we don't want to find products just to test for no reason. We want to specifically point out products that we are able to test and scale at a very high level. Who doesn't want to scale a product? And the way to do that is to find products that scale. After we find a product that is ready to scale, I will teach you how to build a high converting Shopify store. Without a high converting Shopify store, you're going to have a lot of trouble scaling, so it's a very important part of the process. And after that, I will show you how to make effective ads and build ad concepts that actually stand out from the competition and put you levels ahead of them. Most dropshippers don't do this at all, so stay around for some secret sauce. And after that, I will show you how to take your product, your store, and your ads and put that into a Facebook testing campaign that after one day can produce sales and will be ready to scale. And after that, I will show you how to analyze your test campaign so you actually understand what you're doing and what you're looking for and what you need to succeed. This is going to be a super long video, guys, so please, if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below any questions that you have, and I will personally answer all of these questions so you're not confused. Alright, real quick before we go on, I just want to go over an overview of the business model for some people who are new to e-commerce and dropshipping, and this will just take a second. And I want you guys to understand real quick that dropshipping is not a skill and it's actually a business model. And the point of this video is to teach you guys those skills, but don't get caught up, and make sure you understand that it's just a business model that anyone can comprehend, and it's very easy to comprehend. Looking right here, you have a customer, you have your store, and you have your supplier. A customer orders from your store, you use that money to pay your supplier, and your supplier ships out the goods from their warehouse directly to your customer anywhere in the world. That is the business model. If you can't understand that, look at this picture again because it's very easy to understand. But remember, dropshipping is not a skill. That's the point of this video, to show you guys the skills. And it's just a business model, and to be a good dropshipper, to be successful, to make $1 million store, you need to have these intangible skills. So by the end of this course, your skills should be from 0 to 1, and you should be able to take these skills into action and build your first store. Alright, let's get right into it. Alright, so first things first, let's talk about the importance of selecting the right product. So if you don't understand this part of the process and get this point of the business model down, you are going to fail. I'm just going to be honest with you and tell you how it is. If you don't get this right, you are going to fail. And the reason I'm talking about this first is because this is where most beginner dropshippers fail. Most people test terrible products, they don't know how to find these products, and they wonder why their ads don't work when their store looks good and their ads look good, but they just have a terrible product. No one wants to buy terrible products, so please stop selling terrible products. And you have to understand that your product is everything. You can have a great store and you can have a great ad, but at the end of the day, if your product isn't compelling enough to buy, no one's going to buy it. It doesn't matter how good your offer is or how good your store and ads are. It doesn't matter. Part of choosing the right product is by looking at the market and seeing if there is a demand for the product. It's very hard to create demand for a product. We are not Apple. We are not Steve Jobs. We are not creating the new iPhone. So we have to put our product in front of people that already have a demand for our solution of our product. I hope that makes sense. We are not building a new iPhone. We are simply showing our target market a product that fulfills their already made desires. Therefore, we're not making any new market demand. We are just following the wave. So if you're trying to sell a product with no market demand, by all means, good luck. It's going to be very, very difficult to do, and you definitely don't want to go against the grain. Another important part of choosing the right product is you choose your profit margins. It's very important to choose a product with high margins, or else you're not going to be able to scale and you're not going to be able to get profitable from day one. For example, hydro flasks have a very high profit margin because I know their water bottles don't cost $40 plus. It's just a water bottle. But because of the way they brand it and position it, they're able to have very high margins. And the same thing for all of these products. And this Apple Mouse, it all has high margins. We'll get into this more specifically on the next slide, but since we are choosing our products before we test, we need to choose a product with high margins. And lastly, we want to stay away from market saturation. It doesn't mean we need to be the first person to sell a product, but we don't want to be the last. And this is where most dropshippers mess up. They sell very saturated products and they don't understand why it doesn't sell. And it's because the entire target market has already seen this product and they've already bought from the leading competitor. So why would they buy from your store? So stay away from market saturation at all costs. Don't be afraid if you have other competitors, but if you have a million dropshippers selling the same product, which most people do, you don't want to be the millionth and first product. You just don't want to be the next person to sell that product again. Alright, so let's get into the nitty gritty of product research criteria. So I keep the process as simple as I can because product research can be very chaotic and quite stressful at times if you start overthinking and second guessing yourself. So I keep it down to these 3 key points right here. You must have 70% profit margins minimum to test a product, and you must have a stable or upward Google trend. If you don't know what Google Trends are, it's a free tool from Google. You can type in any search term or keyword or product and it will show you the trend of the product. And I like to look at the last 12 months of data to see if I have a stable trend or an upward trend. I don't want to sell anything that's very seasonal or up and down trending or a downward trend. I only want to sell something that is upward or stable. I can confidently enter the market and know that there is demand for this product or niche. And lastly, it must be high on the human's life force 8s. And I'll show you guys right here what that is. You guys can pause this video and read all these. I'm not going to talk about all these. I'm not going to get into a psychology lesson right now. But every human has these inborn needs. And you want to make sure your product hits one of these at a very high level. And I'll show you guys an example of a product that really does in a few slides. But here they are. And that is it. If my product hits these criteria, then I am testing it, no questions asked. I'm not going to second guess myself. If it hits these 3 things, then I am testing it. Boom, I'll set up my store, set up my test campaign, set up my ads, and I'm launching it. All right, so now that you know what we're looking for in a product, now we need to talk about how to actually find these products. So we're going to talk about tools and techniques that you can use right now to go find your first winning product. So the truth is, guys, we are surrounded by products. There's products everywhere around us. I mean, just go on a drive and go around and look at stores. There's products literally everywhere. And the reason I'm saying this is that there is no secret product research method. There's no secret way to find products. We're in a life where we're surrounded by products, so you can do product research anywhere. And I want you to be creative and not just think it's such a black and white method to find these winning products. There is no secret. And no matter what guru you watch, all of the methods work. It's just about going out and putting the time in and building a list and checking with your Google Trends and checking your market demand and putting the pieces together. But actually finding the products, there is no secret method and they all work. And I know you guys don't want to hear that, so I will tell you some real strategies. But yeah, just think about the mall. The mall is literally filled with impulse products. And sometimes I'll just go walk through Best Buy and Target and just stores and just see what's selling, what's on the shelves, why it's there, what are people buying, looking in their carts. Like, it's not hard to see in real life customer demand. But I know you guys want to see some real strategies, so let's talk about them. So these are 3 strategies that I use pretty much every day, and I'll sprinkle in a couple more, but these are my 3 primary strategies. Number 1 is the Facebook ads library. It's a free tool. Just go on Google and type in Facebook ads library, set the filter to United States in all ads, and then I want to look for ads that have been active for more than 2 weeks. If someone's running ads and they have been active for more than 2 weeks, this tells me that this product is either making the money or at least breaking even, because if it wasn't making the money, they would just turn the ad off and it would say inactive. But you can actually filter by active ads and find stores and store owners that are advertising dropshipping products that are working for them, and you can hop in the market and do everything better than them, have a better store, have a better offer, make better ads, and then you can outperform them and scale further than them. So that's strategy number one. And strategy number two, which is a bit more challenging, is just scrolling through AliExpress and finding a product and then going to the Google trend and looking at the data there. The reason I say this method is a little bit more difficult is because it's not very visual. It's all images and not videos. And it's much easier to see what our product does and what it solves in a video. That's why I really like the Facebook ads library and scrolling on TikTok. But you can find some really untapped products on AliExpress with a very low saturation. So do try it and try it out for yourself and see if you like it. And the third and final method that I use is scrolling on TikTok as if I was a consumer. Look at TikTok shop, look at hashtags like products, TikTok made me buy it, Amazon finds. This not only will show you products as soon as you type in these hashtags, but you will also see accounts where people demonstrate and show off products all the time, and you can follow them and go down and look through their profile and find some cool products that way. And sometimes they have links in their bios that take you to Amazon storefronts, and you can look through those as well. There's literally infinite ways to find products. So that's why I said every method works. There is no secret. Just find something that you can do consistently day in and day out and stick to it and just build a list of products and match them up with the 3 criteria points that I mentioned before. And I can promise you, you will find a product that is scalable. It just takes time. And there's no secret way to do it. You just have to put the time in, the hours in, and work harder than your competition. Alright guys, if you guys have any questions so far, just comment down below. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. And before we move on to the next section, I'm just going to show you guys a winning product from a store that I've been following for a long time. And I know that they're crushing it. They have a lot of active ads on Facebook. You can go study them. But here's their product right here. So it's the Lumi, and this is roseskin.co. If you guys want to go look at their website, it might be roseskinco.com, but you guys will find it, Roseskin. This is their product. So it hits 3 points perfectly. It has high margins, well over 70%. I think this product costs like $15 to $20, and they're selling it for $189. The margins are crazy. And if you look at the Google trend of hair removal, it is very stable because year round, people need to get rid of hair. And we're humans and we all have hair. So great Google trend. It might be even an upward Google trend. And then not only does it have high margins and a good Google trend, it hits 3 different points on the Life Force 8 at a very high level. Hits number 4, 5, and 8. I'm not going to go back and look at those, but you guys can go back if you want. But it's very emotional and it hits pain points for a lot of people. And this store is advertised towards females. It's a huge audience, very broad audience, and they can sell this to any country in the world. Like their target market is almost infinite with the amount of people entering the market every single day. So this is a great product, a great store, great ads. You guys can study this, but we will be breaking down a lot more detail about other stores and other strategies and criteria that I use when I'm testing products and finding products that scale on Facebook. All right, guys, let's move to the next section. All right, guys, welcome back. And now we can start talking about the Shopify side of things and building your store and kind of understanding that entire process. So that's what we're going to talk about now. So please bear with me. And if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. So yeah, let's talk about building your store and kind of the overview of Shopify first. So first things first, you want to get to understand Shopify like the back of your hand. It's going to take time. There's no video that's going to show you everything. And even in this video, I'm going to try to show you guys as much as I can. But please just get your own Shopify account set up, start playing around with it, and get used to the settings on the back end. And I'm talking about like your settings, your navigations, your apps, and this is kind of where your suppliers are connected to your store. I'm not talking about the front end of things, which right here is your theme, your landing page. Basically everything that your customer sees is the front end of Shopify. And then you have the back end of Shopify where you're the business owner and you upload your products and fill out all of your shipping settings and everything on the back end of things. And it's important to understand both, but you need to get used to it. And the only way to get used to this is actually messing around with Shopify itself. So go make an account, even if it's just for messing around and getting used to things. It's very important. And honestly, a lot of people I work with don't know the back end settings. So it's always a bit of a learning curve to mess around and click buttons and figure out where to go, where you want to get pretty quick with that and understand how to upload products really quickly, how to change settings when needed, how to update your shipping and delivery. just mess around with it, and after, I don't know, a couple of weeks or so, you will have a very good understanding of the entire Shopify setup and how to use it. So yeah, just get Shopify and get used to messing around with everything. And from there, we can start making your store. And once you have that set up, we can start building your store. And let's talk about some of the key important parts of a successful store that you need to understand and master. Okay, so let's talk about some key elements. So every successful store has these things and they all kind of tie into each other. So you must have clear copywriting so your user understands what you're selling, what benefits you're talking about, what solutions your product brings them, and overall you just want it to be easy to read. And you guys can study copywriting. I have a bunch of books here. This is a great book, The Copywriter's Handbook, if you guys can see that. But copywriting is an art, and it really just takes time and practice. It's all about headlines and subheadings. That's for another video, but you guys can study that. And you want to be making your websites for mobile users first. 95% of your traffic will be coming from mobile. So always optimize for mobile first, and then go back and make sure it also looks good on desktop for those 5% of customers that will be on their desktop. And you want an attractive design. I like to keep it simple by having only 3 colors. I usually do just black, white, and 1 accent color, and I tie this in with my logo, my buttons, and all of my accent colors around my store. It makes it look very simple and easy. I mean, go look at Apple. I think they use like black, gray, and white, and I mean, they're Apple. So keep it simple. You don't need to have a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different buttons popping out and catching your eye. Just keep it very, very simple. Even black and white will do. And all good stores have some sort of social proof, whether it be their Instagram attached with their Facebook and having a lot of followers, which you don't need that from the beginning, but you should have some sort of FAQ section with some testimonials and some reviews, and just have more of a branded feel by adding these testimonials and reviews, which at the end of the day, all of this combined just builds trust for your Shopify store. And that's exactly what we want to do. We want people to land on your store and instantly feel like they trust you, and we want to show that we're a serious seller and that it is safe to buy from us. And you do this by having clear copywriting, having a good mobile design, having an attractive website, adding social proof, and ultimately just building trust. That's the number one goal of your Shopify store, besides producing sales, obviously. But you can't do that without having some source of trust on your website. Okay, now the best way to do this and show you guys is not to go in here and make a store very quickly and very sloppy. Instead, I'm going to show you guys $1 million store that started off as dropshipping, and I'm going to open this up and break it down. But it is roseskinco.com, and I recommend you guys open it up on your phone. But in this case, I am just going to show you guys their website right here, and I just made this on mobile, and I made it smaller so you guys can see their website as if it was a mobile phone. So they have a good pop-up here, but let's ignore that. But first, let's just look at their copywriting. It is so simple. Get smooth for the summer. Like, it tells you exactly what the product does and what solution it brings you. Obviously, it removes skin with their device. And I mean, just look at these simple headlines. Summer's almost here. Get bikini ready. Like, it is just so simple. Their colors are very simple. Again, they just have black, white, and then some variant of this pink salmon-ish color. And this is their homepage. They have multiple products. But man, everything they do is perfect. Like adding trust, adding testimonials, UGC, more testimonials. And let's go take a look at their landing page, which is honestly the best part of their store. So we can just click on any one of their products here. And all right, so here's one of the products they sell. Again, following the same color scheme, it looks very cohesive. Smooth and soothe routine. Body lotion, exfoliating gloves. Here's their offer. Again, their text is just very clear and easy to understand. I actually like their other product example better. Let's go to their Lumi, which is their best-selling product right here, the Lumi. So great product images, very high quality. Again, the color scheme just matches everything throughout the store. Great headlines here, free shipping globally, try it risk-free. Headlines, subheadings, all copywriting is headlines and subheadings, and then you want to provide some sort of video or images in between to keep people engaged and keep them scrolling down the funnel. Again, more headlines here and subheadings. You guys can study the store. I look at their store a lot. And the reason I look at stores like this is because they're $1 million brands and they've spent thousands of dollars split testing conversion rate optimization tests and understanding exactly what makes people convert for this niche. But you can obviously take this and apply it to a different niche and so forth. But they obviously spend a lot of money split testing things. They're $1 million brand and we can all learn from them. Again, this is a before and after slider. You can do this in the Shrine theme. And you guys might be wondering, like, can I make this with a free theme? You can make something very close with a free theme, but I do recommend getting the Shrine theme. I think it is a great investment and definitely worth it. It's the paid theme that I use, and I can make a very good landing page look pretty much similar to something like this from Roaskin. But yeah, again, it's just so much social proof and trust and great headlines, FAQs to answer any questions. Everything they do is very thought out and analyzed, and they've probably split tested almost everything on here. So yeah, overall, Roaskin is just a great store to learn from. I recommend you guys go check it out. And if you guys want to look at other stores, just go search like top D2C brands in 2024 and go learn from them and study them. You guys will learn a lot from doing this. There are so many brands out there that are absolutely crushing it, and their store is out there for everyone to see, and you can go see the types of strategies and techniques that they're using and apply it to your store. So yeah, go ahead and look at other stores, but for example, Rose Skin Co. is something that I always look at, and it's a great Shopify D2C brand. So now that you guys know what a winning store looks like, you guys can go and create your own stores. And now that you have your product on your store, now you need to have a good relationship with the supplier, whether you use a private supplier or, for in this case, I'll talk about Zendrop. But let's talk about integrating suppliers real quick. So I personally use private suppliers. I always have. It's just been easiest for me, and I've done it for the past 4 years now. So using private suppliers, they connect to your Shopify store's backend. It's very easy to communicate with them. I use Skype to talk to all my suppliers, and oftentimes you get cheaper prices than AliExpress. And once they start trusting you more, you can barter with them and order bulk and lower your prices. And that's called the economies of scale, when you order more and get cheaper prices. And you can also do custom packaging with them for like no extra cost, maybe like 10 cents more. They can have a custom package, add your logo to the product, or add some sort of note card in each order. You can do a lot. You just have to talk to them. And that's why I use private suppliers, is because I can talk to them one-on-one in a professional setting compared to like AliExpress, where it's a bit more risky. So that's why I'm saying don't use AliExpress at all. And I put an asterisk here because you should be using AliExpress to get a rough price of your product. But as far as fulfilling them, you want to use something like a private supplier, or like I said right here, you can use Zendrop, and I have only heard good things from them. I personally know the owner and co-owner of Zendrop. I trust them a lot. They have a great service, and I know people that use them, and I have used them in the past quite a long time ago, but they are great. I do recommend them. So you can't go wrong with using a private supplier or something like Zendrop. Just do not order from AliExpress. You have to upload your card information. You have to order each one at a time. I've actually been scammed by using AliExpress, where they take my credit card information and use it. So it's just a mess. I just would not recommend using that at all. All right, so before we go into the next section, guys, if you guys have any questions, please comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer anything you guys have. And yeah, let's move on and talk about ad concepts. All right, so now that you guys know what a winning store looks like and how to build your store, and you guys have your product, now it's time to make your ad concepts. So let's dive right into this. People often get confused with what an ad concept is, and you can easily interchange the name of ad concepts with ad angles. The ad concept is just a little bit more in depth, and it's more of an organization tool, if anything, for your business. So the best way to explain this is to show you guys the concept sheet that I use every single day for my creatives. I'll open up the sheet and you guys can pause the video and go recreate this yourself. It's very simple and very easy to do. So yeah, let's take a look at this concept sheet right here. So for each concept, I am going to name it. So for this example, 101, 102, 103. And I just name all of my ad videos or pictures, whatever the concept number is. So it's very easy to stay organized. And then say I'm launching it on the 1st of the year. For example, I'm launching this January 1st, 2024. I'm going to put that there as the date launched. And then the status right here, I just have preparing, testing, win or fail. So I can easily come back in here and see, oh, this concept failed. and I can pick apart all of these things, which we'll talk about in a sec, and come to a conclusion why it failed. And then most importantly, when concepts win, we can look at these and figure out why this concept worked. So I actually interchange these out quite a bit as I grow as a marketer and as I update this and I remove things and add things. So as of right now, this is my current setup for my concept sheet. I want to know what my unique selling proposition is. Whether you know it or not, every single product and every single ad has a unique selling proposition. A unique selling proposition is basically buy this product and you will get this specific benefit. At the core, that is what a USP is. Now this can be positioned and worded in different ways. If you guys want to find out some good USPs, just Google like top USPs in marketing or whatever. It's not hard to find USPs. Every single ad has a USP, and once you start to realize that, you can easily pick apart an ad and find out its unique selling proposition instantly. And I do this every single day as I'm scrolling on Instagram and TikTok, and I'm hit with ads. My just natural instinct is to pick apart the ad and figure out what it's trying to sell and why. So moving on, every single ad should be calling out someone. So I put this here, who are you calling out? For example, girls with acne in their 20s, right? You can say POV, if you're 20 and you have acne, watch this video. Just for example, right? So you always want to call out your ideal audience, or whatever concept you're testing, you want to call out that customer avatar. And then what is your actual hook of the video? Usually the first 3 seconds of your ad. Write down the hook just to stay organized. And then the overall ad concept, sometimes I don't even put this here. This is the bulk of it. Persona, who you're calling out, the desire, right? Obviously no more acne. The benefit, wake up with clear skin. And the positioning, how am I going to position the ad? Am I going to sell the solution first or the problem first, then the solution? In this example, I just did solution, desire, solution, benefit. And then this right here can actually be moved up first, but it's very important. It's just, why are you testing this? What is the main reason you're testing this concept? Maybe you can say my competitor ran this angle, or maybe it's I did market research and I found this angle, or someone on my Facebook ad commented something and I want to test it. Like, as long as you have a reason why you're testing an ad concept, then it's totally okay to test. Like, if you don't have a reason why, then you're basically just spinning the wheel and trying to get lucky, essentially, and that's not going to get you anywhere. So as long as you have a reason why, then it is good enough to test. So you just set it for the next day, and then you can set it for testing, right? And then you want to come back and update this sheet. And you want to come back in a couple days and see if your ad was a winner or if it failed. All right, so that is the ad concept sheet. And again, if you guys have any questions, just comment down below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you guys have about this concept sheet. You guys can pause this video and remake this. It's just super easy. I mean, it's 2 columns and just black and gray and white. Pretty easy to make. All right, let's get back to the slideshow. All right, guys, welcome back to the slideshow. So we went over the concept sheet. I hope that made sense for you guys, and I hope you guys can use that for your business. But let's move on a little bit. So your ad concept is very in-depth and kind of the entire reason why you're testing, but you have to understand that your ad as a whole is made up from a hook and your scripts, and then you put your visuals over your script and hooks. But the hooks and the scripts are what make up your entire ad creative, right? So 80% of the hook and then 20% is the rest of the video, which means the hook is by far the most important part of the ad. And think of it like this. If you're spending $1 on an ad, you're basically spending 80 cents on the hook. Because if your hook doesn't do the job, then that person who's watching your video is just going to scroll on and boom, you wasted 80 cents. So the hook is by far the most important part, and I always come up with the ad concepts first, and then I write hooks based on those ad concepts, and I rewrite my hooks. I go through them. A lot of times I write down 10 to 20, sometimes even 30 hooks to come up with the best hook possible for this ad concept. So how do you come up with all of these ad concepts, hooks, and scripts? Well, everything comes from market research. Market research is the key to making great ad concepts. So there's pretty much only 2 ways that I do market research, primarily, and these are the first things that I do. Number 1 is I read Amazon reviews for my exact product or a product very, very similar that has the same target audience. From here, I can read all the 5-star reviews, 4-star, 3, 2, and 1-star reviews, and I can really understand the pain points and desires of my target audience. And from here, my mind will be spinning with ad concept ideas, desires and benefits, positionings, hooks, headlines, like literally everything comes from market research and understanding who you're selling to. At the end of the day, we're trying to put our ad in front of the right people, and the only way to know who the right people are is to do market research. So read Amazon reviews, and then number 2, spy on your competition. Look at their website, read their headlines, look at their reviews, and even look at their ads and see what type of angles that they're testing and scaling, and see who they're advertising to. You can pick apart their ads, their landing page, their reviews, literally everything that they're doing. You can spy on them and learn from them. Now, it's very easy to do the spying method, but to be better than them, you're going to have to do your own research and definitely look at Amazon and maybe even like some deep forums online like Reddit. Really try to find out where your audience is hanging out and understand and learn from them. All right, so that is the overview of making ad concepts. Pretty much it just comes down from market research, and from market research, you want to fill out your ad concept sheet as best as you can. And then from there, you can start writing your hooks and scripts. All right, so now that you have your ad concepts, you have your hooks and scripts, it's time to actually develop your ad creatives. And I don't know about you guys, but I suck at editing, and I never edit my own videos. It just saves me time and energy, and I just outsource it. So I too recommend using Viral Ecom Ads. It is the fastest, most affordable service for proven to convert ad creatives, and it's so easy to use. It's literally built perfectly for your ad concepts. As you can see right here, we have the ad submission form, and you can actually upload your hooks and scripts right here into the submission form. And again, your entire ad concept is based around the hooks and the scripts, but we use the ad concept sheet to dive deeper and stay organized and do a little bit more research before we submit these ad hooks and scripts. So step 1, you want to order on Viral Ecom Ads, and then when you fill out the submission form, make sure to put in your hooks and scripts that you want to test. These will be your ad concepts, and you don't have to edit your own videos, and you don't have to wait for a week to get your ad videos back. The delivery is super quick with Viral Ecom Ads, and it's very easy and user-friendly. We've literally set it up perfectly for this strategy of having an ad concept sheet and filling out your hooks and scripts. So definitely go check it out. And I will mention Viral Ecom Ads VIP. There will be a link down below. But when you join Viral Ecom Ads VIP, you get 75% off all your video ad packages, 24-hour delivery on the weekends, and you get priority support. And currently, Viral Ecom Ads VIP is $100 a month. Again, there will be a link down below to join. And pretty much it just pays for itself if you test consistently and if you're taking this business seriously. I really don't know a cheaper option, so I use Viral Ecom Ads VIP. I've been a member for over a year now, and with this, the ad creatives are very, very affordable, and I can come up with an ad concept today, submit it, and get my ad videos back tomorrow and ready to test that day. So the turnaround time is great, and I highly recommend it. And again, I'm just terrible at editing. Like, I hate editing myself. I've tried it before, and I'd rather just pay someone else to do it. So this is the best alternative to editing yourself. I highly recommend it. All right, so now that you actually have your ad creatives, the next part is advertising. So let's talk about choosing the right platform to advertise on. All right, so when it comes down to choosing the right platform to advertise on, in my opinion, you have 2 options to choose from. You can either go with Facebook and Meta ads, or go with TikTok ads when you're starting off. Now, the reason I say this is that just go look at every big brand. Every big brand is either on Facebook or TikTok, and yes, they probably have Google, but you don't want to start off on Google or even Snapchat ads. You want to start with Facebook or TikTok, in my opinion, and this is just by looking at other big brands and seeing where they're spending most of their money. Now, I am super biased because I call myself an expert in Facebook ads, but I highly recommend Facebook and Meta ads over TikTok, and let me tell you why. So number 1, Facebook is so much more consistent in my opinion than TikTok ads. You can make TikTok ads consistent, but it's going to take a lot of media buying, and you need to be sitting at your laptop in your ad account all day, every single hour of the day, scaling budgets, turning things on, turning things off. Whereas Facebook, my campaigns actually perform better over time, and my Facebook campaigns learn from the algorithm compared to TikTok, where the algorithm is not as good and I get much more inconsistent results. In my opinion, there is still so much money to be made on Facebook that you shouldn't even worry about TikTok ads. Start on Facebook, and if you have something that works and start to scale, then obviously you want to move to other channels like Google, Snapchat, and TikTok. But when you're starting off, I recommend starting on Facebook because it's so easy to set up. It's way more consistent. The algorithm is just so much smarter than TikTok's. And remember, Facebook has been around for so much longer. And basically all these other social media platforms are just copying Facebook's setup as far as the campaign and ad set and ad level. It all stems from Facebook. Facebook's the leader in this area. And I recommend mastering Facebook ads before moving over to TikTok, Snapchat, or Google. All right, with that being said, let's move over to setting up your first campaign. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to share my screen and show you guys exactly how to set up your first testing campaign. All right, so let me pull up my tab here. Hope you guys can see this. This is a fresh ad account that I don't use. I just use it to make videos like this. So let's make a campaign. So press create campaign. We're going to press sales, continue. We want to choose manual sales campaign, not Advantage Plus. I'll use this during like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or if I'm launching a sale, or maybe Father's Day coming up, I might use this. But 9.9 out of 10 times, I'm using manual sales campaigns. Continue. And we're going to name this T4, top 4 countries, dash CBO, dash, let's just say test. Okay, we're going to come down here and make sure Advantage campaign budget is on. This is what CBO's name was changed to. It used to be campaign budget optimization, but it's changed to Advantage campaign budget. I always test with $50 budgets no matter what. I've never done less. I've done 100 before and I haven't seen any difference, so I just stick with $50 per day. And again, we want to let this run for at least 2 days, 48 hours minimum. So turn on that budget. And now the next thing to do is go to the ad set level. You can either click it up here or just press next. And from here, we want to name this T4 broad 18 plus. And this will make sense in a second. You want to choose website. You want to select your pixel. You want to select purchase as your conversion event. And then I always set it for midnight the next day. So this will be 12:00 a.m. And then coming down here, you want to add your locations. So for the top 4 tests, we're doing United States, Canada, United Kingdom, and Australia. All right, and then we're gonna come down here and you can either press switch to original audience options or use Advantage Plus audience. Advantage Plus audience is already broad. If you use original audience, which I haven't seen too much of a difference by using either one, you just wanna make sure that you're not selecting any interest. We wanna keep it broad, 18 plus, all genders. Unless you know that this product is just for men or women, then you would go ahead and change the gender here. But again, I'm leaving it broad. And lately, I have been using the Advantage Plus audience. So again, it's still broad. There's no interest. Facebook's basically telling us to use broad targeting because it's best practice. So we're using Advantage Plus audience, broad targeting, and placements. Always Advantage Plus placements. We want Facebook or Meta to place our ads where it thinks it's best. Whether it be Instagram Reels, Facebook feed, wherever it may be, Facebook will find out where it's performing best. So we don't have to do anything. We're letting Facebook do the heavy lifting. All right, so the strategy here is one campaign, one ad set, and then now we can move on to the ad level. All right, now that we're on the ad level, we want to name the ad name, whatever our concept name is. So if you guys remember the ad concept sheet, I think the first one on there was 101. So this would be ad 101. And you want to select your Facebook page and Instagram account, and don't even try to funnel hack this, guys. This is a brand that I work with. They're not dropshipping. They make their own product inside their garage. So yeah, you want to select your Facebook page, and if you have an Instagram account, add your Instagram account, but you do not need an Instagram account. You just need at least a Facebook page. You want to press create ad, manual upload, single image or video, and then you would press add media and add your image or video. And make sure obviously you're uploading your ad video 101 to stay organized. And then you can add, I would add 3 primary text, 1, 2, and 3. And then 3 different headlines as well. So you have 3 primary text and 3 headlines for this ad. You don't need a description, and call to action will be shop now always. And then you just want to update your website URL. So when they click shop now, it takes the customer the user to your product landing page. And then from here, that's it for one ad. So what you're gonna do is just press X and say I'm testing 10 ads. I'm gonna duplicate this 9 different times because we want the same primary text and headlines and we don't want to type it out again over and over and over. So you're going to change that, and then one by one you're going to change this to your next concept. Concept 102, concept 103. Real quick, I'm just going to change all of these. All right, so you know you did this right if you have 10 different ad videos here. Concept 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then all of your primary text and headline should be the exact same. And all you're gonna do is manually change each video right here to the corresponding ad concept. So this is how we test 10 different concepts and stay organized within the ad account. So again, we have one campaign, one ad set with all of our ad concepts under that ad set for testing. So from here, you can press X and then you can go ahead and press publish up here and publish all of your campaign ad sets and ads. And real quick, let's do a little run through this again. Again, we have one campaign targeting the top 4 countries, CBO. We have one ad set with broad targeting, 18 plus. And then underneath this ad set, we have all of our ad concepts, 101 through 110, all in here, all set for midnight. And from here, you'll just go to review and publish it for midnight. All right, that is the complete testing strategy. Again, if you have any questions, just comment down below and I'll help you set it up if I didn't answer anything clear enough in this video. All right, and after you set up your campaign, the next thing to do is set up your columns so you can properly read your test and read the data. All right, let's jump back into the ads manager and set up these columns. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and discard this draft. And for the columns, you want to come down here. I have them set up right here. I will go ahead and customize these columns. But all we want, you guys can pause this video and copy these, but we want campaign, delivery, budget, amount spent, purchases, cost per purchase, frequency, CPMs, unique outbound CTR, cost per unique outbound click, unique outbound clicks, scroll stop and hold rate, and then your purchase ROAS as well. For the scroll stop and hold rate, I'll hover over this and show you guys. You have to create a custom metric and it'll be 3-second video plays divided by impressions for scroll stop. And then the hold rate will be through plays divided by impressions. All right guys, so that's how you customize your columns. Again, I'll leave this right here for you guys to stop the video and you guys can copy this exact column setup. Everything on the right here. Pretty simple. I only really look at, which we'll talk about in a couple slides, I only look at a few things from here. For the most part, most things are vanity metrics and don't actually matter, which we'll talk about, but this is a great simple setup that I use for all of my ad accounts. Feel free to copy it, and again, let me know if you have any questions. All right, now that you have set up your columns and your first campaign, let's talk about how to analyze your test results. So what metrics should you actually be looking at here? So these are the 3 metrics that I look at every single time and the things that actually matter. The first thing is the CPA. How much is it costing me to get a purchase? This can be cost per acquisition or cost per purchase or cost per result. It's all the same thing. This is your key KPI. This is your key performance indicator. This is a very important metric. And is it at break even, or is it better, or is it worse? You want to be looking at how much it's costing you to get a customer. And the next thing you want to look at is how much you're actually spending. If your cost per purchase goal is $80, but you're only spending $30, then you can't expect to have an $80 cost per purchase. It's important to look at how much you're spending each day so you can gauge how much you've spent to get your desired goal. And again, amount spent is a KPI, a key performance indicator, and you should be spending this test campaign for at least 2 days, so at least 48 hours to get an accurate idea of what your cost per purchase is going to be and where you're at in the testing phase. And the third thing I look at is the CPC, cost per click, and this is a secondary KPI. It is not a primary KPI. It is something that I look at after cost per purchase and amount spent. And on Facebook, ideally you want to be under a $2 CPC. And with TikTok ads, you will have cheaper traffic, so you have to adjust this benchmark. But for Facebook ads, you ideally want under a $2 CPC. And guys, that's it. I don't really look at anything else. Everything else is pretty much a vanity metric, something that can tell a story, but also doesn't matter, because I can have a ad with a very high CPM but a great cost per purchase, and I don't care that there's a high CPM if it's producing me a profitable sale, right? So there's a lot of metrics that don't really matter. At the end of the day, we're looking for front end sales. So the only thing that actually matters is your cost per purchase and how much you're spending. So try not to look at too many metrics. I know we have some in the column setup. I will look at those as a secondary and third KPI, but they're not the things that I look at first, and they are not that important. All right, so now that you know what to look for when you're testing, let's talk about what to expect after a successful test campaign, and also what to expect on a failed test campaign. All right, so after you test your campaign, only a few things can really happen, and let's just go over a successful test. So this is what you can expect after a successful campaign test, a successful product test. So you can expect sales on day one, and this doesn't always mean that you're going to be profitable on the first day, but you can expect to have some sort of sales to kind of prove concept. So really, when we're testing, our goal is just to be break even, and we're very happy for breaking even. That means we can optimize our landing page, optimize our creatives, and test new creatives based on our winning creatives to then go from break even to profitable. But in some cases, you will be profitable on day one. So that's why I'm saying a successful test can be break even or better CPAs from your best ads on day 1, 2, or 3. And obviously, after a couple of days, we want to be profitable, and not just a little bit profitable. We really want to be between 20 and 30% net margin after about 3 or 4 days. At this point, we can begin to scale once we're hitting the 20 to 30% plus, hopefully 30 plus, but around 20 to 30%. That is what a successful test would be with Facebook ads. Now, what is a failed test? So basically everything the opposite. Essentially, you're getting no sales. You really have high CPAs or no CPAs at all. And if you're not having CPAs, you're obviously not profitable, and you might have very high CPCs over $2, pushing $3, $4, $5 plus. That means your ad creatives are not doing their job of engaging people and getting people to click on your ad. And a failed test would also have no add to carts, because you can have a mediocre test where you have no sales but really high add to carts, and that might mean you need to change your landing page offer, but a completely failed test is not going to have any add to carts. So these are what to expect when you launch your first test campaign. Obviously, we want to stay away from these high CPAs and high CPCs, and you do that through market research and having good ads and ultimately having a good product to test. So let's talk real quick about a scaling strategy, a super easy scaling strategy that you can implement today if and when you have a successful testing campaign. So honestly, I'm convinced that scaling has never been easier with meta ads. It is really very, very simple to follow, and this is it right here. So essentially, if your campaign is hitting your margin goals between 20 and 30% plus, you can go ahead and increase your budget by 20%. And that might not sound like it's a lot, but over time, 20% does add up very, very quickly, especially if you're spending around $1,000 a day and increasing it by 20%. That's increasing your budget by $200 per day, and that just exponentially grows. So it does happen very quickly, and 20% is a good rule of thumb to follow, and it will get you scaling past $1,000 a day pretty easy. And the same thing by scaling up by 20. If your target CPA and target profit margin goal is hit, you can also decrease by 20% if your target profit margin is not hit or your CPAs are too high. You can just bring it down and help stabilize the account. So those two ways are how to scale vertically, right? Increasing or decreasing the budget. That would be vertically scaling. And then you can horizontally scale, which means you're making new campaigns or new ad groups, usually just more campaigns. You can do this by making new campaigns for a new business objective. So this might be a Father's Day sale coming up. Maybe it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or maybe you're taking your campaign and taking your product and expanding to other countries. So you will have another campaign for another country. I usually stick to the rule of one campaign per country. So you can scale horizontally by having more campaigns in different countries. I feel like I've said that 3 different times, but it's basically for any business objective. So maybe you're testing a holiday sale, that could be a new business objective. Maybe you're going to a different language, that could be another business objective. Whenever you have a new business objective, just make a new campaign, and then you're scaling your budget horizontally and vertically at the same time, which is the most effective way to scale your ads. And you'll notice that as you increase your spend, your margins will drop sometimes. And this is usually because your ad creatives are not built to scale past this daily spend limit. So what you need to do is constantly test new creatives as you're scaling to safely increase your budget and hold your profit margin percent, because no one wants to scale and then you lose all your profit margin. We want to scale and still hold that 20 to 30% net margin. And you can only do this with having more winning ads all working together in the same ad account in the same campaigns. And that's how you build a really strong ad account and a really strong ad account structure. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of this video presentation. And if you guys have any questions, just comment down below. I'll respond to every single comment with a detailed answer. And if you guys aren't already in the Discord, you guys can head over there. There'll be a link down below. But every single Monday at 11 a.m. PST, California time, I host a free weekly call. Yep, free call. People hop in and ask questions. It's pretty much a Q&A, and we just hang out and network every single Monday at 11 a.m. PST for free in the Discord. So I will see you there. And if you guys want to check out my channel with more videos and more content, it is just my name, Leighton Schwenning. You guys can find it pretty easily. All right, guys. That's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And please comment down below, like, comment, and subscribe, guys. I do really appreciate it. All right. Peace.